How's it going, ladies and bruises? Up, Bobby Sixkilla. Welcome back to Birth Me Code. Now, Superbia has dismantled the gun. We don't have to worry about the gun anymore, so that's cool. I think we're going to go head off and do our next vote. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Ankura grabbed the gun while no one else moved. While she was doing it, she had a thought for Gula, and her head turned to look at the body, which was now a mess on the floor. A mess that was getting redder by the moment. What just happened? Ugh, sick. I'm gonna be sick. He walked away from the others, not content remaining near the dead body. I should have stepped in. Maybe I could have prevented it. Don't blame yourself over it. I guess something like that was inevitable. Now what? What about the vote? We've got another hour to think about it. But maybe there's another way. It's like me said. The votes aren't necessary. They are if you want to make it further in. We need a vote. We can't just kill everyone one by one until we hit 3 left. Unless you want to be unable to disarm the bomb. As much as everyone hated to admit it, all the survivors felt similarly. Gula dying was an unwanted outcome, but it meant that they wouldn't die for the next hour. And yet, they were still trapped in this section until they voted again. For some of them, it also gave a clear target to eliminate next. Not that any of them were really as close to Gula as to wish for revenge, but Superbia's threat was made manifest. Plus, she's a dick. Let's split up and gather our thoughts. The group agreed, and everyone set out in a different direction. Ankura left them first, splitting from the rest to check around the corner further south, past the room she explored with Avarisha and Ira. Maybe now would be a good idea to hack. Let's see. Matching frequencies are Tristidia, Superbia, and Ira. Yeah, I was just about to say that. I'm very curious to see what Superbia is up to, but I've got choices, it seems. I gotta know what Superbia's up to after murdering Gula. Oh, Ira's probably with Superbia anyway, isn't he? Let's check Superbia. Gots to know. If we can solve the puzzle, that is. Tear apart rabbit and lion. Okay, what does that mean exactly? I always put the hints on straight away, so let's check that. Not every puzzle with letters in it is an anagram. Does that mean this isn't an anagram? You have to tear both of them completely, so that no letter from it touches any letter from the other. The I is the only letter they share between them. R ampersand A L B I B O I N T. Alright. I mean, maybe that's right. I don't know, but maybe that's right. So, make it so that neither of those two words are touching each other at all. R ampersand A L B I B O I, obviously, N T. Oh my god, I can do it when I think about it, I guess. But that took 20 minutes. Like every puzzle I solve here takes 20 minutes. God, I'm an idiot. I'm so stupid. This game's gonna take me like 40 hours to finish. Because it takes me 20 minutes to solve every puzzle. Superbia was walking away from the stairs, down from the middle of the crossroads. Her shoes made a few taps on the ground, which resonated in the otherwise empty area. Soon enough, that silence was broken again by Tristidia, joining her for a chat. It was immediately obvious that Superbia was not very pleased by his presence there. About earlier? What about earlier? Someone died and it brought us time, so be thankful. You don't understand. You killed someone just now, and we didn't have any idea of their crime or whatever they had to do with this place. We have to make sure those who die are the right ones. And who put you in charge exactly? Look, I really don't like being told what to do. I'm gonna do things my way, and if you get in it, you're out too. Is it a threat? What would it change if it was? I can already tell you want to take control of this game. I'm not going to stand for it, that's for sure. If you think you can lord over me, you can go right to hell. I just want to keep the playing field leveled. And besides, you think this is a game? I already kept the playing field leveled, since the bullets are of no consequence anymore, and yes, I think it's very much a game. That mediate told us we were playing Kill Me, whatever that is. You didn't level the playing field at all. It just means the only one who can shoot is you and no one else. Even if you don't have the gun, you already showed you can just take it anyway. And aggravated Superbia gave him the old talk to the hand gesture. I don't care, so keep your observations to yourself. See you around. Or not. Just like that, she left him, walking away with no intention to come back and speak to him again. Superbia very quickly hounded the consoles, aggressively sighing to herself, "What an idiot. Bah, most importantly, I have to finish setting this up." I thought he might see it my way, but she grumbled a little while rummaging on the consoles. She was messing with the portraits, which she apparently had been doing before, business which, for whatever reason, she'd paused to look around. Now her hands plucked one portrait after the other. So she knows the portraits can be messed with. That's pretty bad, but at least we're in the clear about who's doing this. I wonder whose portrait she's switching around. The first one was her own. Superbia was acutely aware she was the target for the next vote, because of how dangerous she was. That meant she had to switch them, to ensure they'd vote for her, but not really for her. The second portrait was Ancora's. She switched the two of them, so that the consoles had Ancora's face over Superbia's button and vice versa for the other. That's pretty smart, not gonna lie. Too bad I could spy on her and now I'm onto her little trick. I wonder when it was that she learnt those portraits aren't set in stone. I don't really have much of a choice anyway. It's not like I could have done it differently. Not only it would require more resources, but I'm unable to grab them. Nothing much of note happened otherwise. Superbia ended up only messing with the ones related to her or Ancora. After a short while, her vision caught on to Invidia and Trissidia walking into Wing A, splitting up at the entrance. Uh-oh. Can't see much of what they're doing now. Superbia's staying in the voting room, no doubt. I can't exactly hack another helmet to check, so it's probably safer to cut the connection so that I can be there when Trissidia eventually comes by. It's especially bad because I haven't seen Avaricia in Era too. Just like before, the connection to Superbia's helmet was cut off to bring back Ancora's view of the hallway. However, Ancora's helmet no longer displayed anything this time, as if something happened to knock it offline. There were no sounds or any visuals to be heard, or seen respectively, while it should have been showing everything from her helmet's point of view once more. Something's wrong. This can only happen if someone forcibly knocks it offline. That means someone's bashed the helmet and caused the resonance effect strongly enough. Why did I not feel any of it? So then does this mean Avaricia or Era did something? Are we dead? Oh. Eventually the helmet rebooted. Ancora's vision became filled with Trissidia, holding her to help her back onto her feet. Was it him? Could it be that he closed the distance this quickly and knocked out the helmet in the time it was to taking me to have the connection back? You okay? Ancora harbored this strange feeling that perhaps it had been his fault. She acted surprised when he was holding her, only to pull away from him after a few seconds. Well, we did see him kill everybody once before. I'm fine, don't worry over me. Hey, wait up. We have to meet with the group. I'm going there, it's fine. Shrugging the light dizziness she was feeling as a result of the altercation, Ancora put as much distance between them as she could, making a beeline for the voting consoles. Surely they would all gather to do the vote soon. It was 20 minutes past the hour, so they still had 40 minutes, but there was nothing to do until then except vote. I can't shake this feeling that someone did something I wasn't aware of during this part. Something's missing. Feels like running into a wall head first with your eyes closed. Not good. On the way to the staircase to the voting consoles, Ancora passed by Avaricia and Era, but she didn't outwardly acknowledge their presence, instead acting like she was in a hurry to go meet with the others at the crossroads. Why are they still in this wing? The only explanation for Avaricia, she's taken the me card that belonged to Gula, but Era doesn't have anything to do here. Unless he was there to keep everyone distracted from what she was doing. I know she switched the portrait, so I definitely have to bring that up later. Ankura hesitated as those thoughts went through her head. There was an even bigger problem at hand, and there was no way to deduce it given the puzzle piece of information she had. The bigger problem is, who knocked me offline? All of these details will have to be shared for the vote. It's probably safer to talk about it when they're physically incapable of movement in front of the shotguns. Good plan. She arrived at the staircase leading up to the crossroads. Nvidia approached her, closing in on her from the entrance to the first hallway. Oh, there you are. Trist and me were looking everywhere for you. You mean Trist and I? No, it was me, not you. I mean, what I said. I'm just saying that's an incorrect way to say them and me like that. Besides, you could just say we. Hey, who cares if it's correct or not? Are you a teacher or something? Besides, it doesn't really matter. Just forget it. What's important is that we're going to take another vote very soon, so be ready with us. Yeah, I know. I'm heading there. The conversation came to a bit of a standstill. Nvidia was clearly hesitating. The exact nature of the reason behind that hesitation was lost on Ankura. Was it because of her loopy episode earlier? If she wanted to get anything out of him, she'd have to take the first step. But what would he answer? Ankura knew what she wanted to talk about. Without much hesitation on her end, she spoke, forthcoming about her incident. Someone assaulted me. I didn't see who it was. Is that so? Assault, like punched you? I was struck from behind. I passed out for a few minutes, not long ago. It's probably this helmet that caused me to lose consciousness. You know how Bea accidentally hit the ear of her helmet on the doorframe earlier, and she screamed bloody murder. Imagine that, but from a direct hit. I wasn't around back there, so I can't say who attacked you. Do you have any suspects? He was more open to talking about it now. That act out of concern for her calmed Ankura. You came out of the first hallway, so it sounds like it wasn't you. Trist found me and helped me back up, so maybe it was him? I can't rule out that possibility. Otherwise, Era and Ava were both in Wing A too. And then there's Bea. Oh, it can't be Bea. She's been around here this whole time, as far as I'm aware. But you went into the hallway, didn't you? You might have missed her slip by you. Trist went to Wing A when we split up. If she did, he'd have run into her, I think. Ankura couldn't be sure now. Superbia definitely could have a hand in doing something bad, but if Tristidia didn't run into her... Okay, let's eliminate Superbia from the suspects then. That would be great, yes. They'd been so engrossed in their talk that they didn't notice the bunny girl coming by. She walked down the stairs to join them with a slightly irate tone. Are we gonna vote now? Look, time's ticking and we're not reached the next set of rooms yet. 3 have already died, and you got a 50% chance of coming out of it alive too. Would it hurt you to be a little more sensitive sometimes? Nobody likes a giant bitch. Something's not quite right. Generally speaking, Superbia is a giant bitch, fine. But she's very forthcoming now. I mean, more than usual. She's definitely up to something. Superbia shook her head and clicked her tongue, annoyed. Just come up here. It's not magic, it's just a few stairs. Looking behind herself, Ankura noticed the rest of the group closing in. She decided to walk up the stairs before they caught up with the trio already in the crossroads. Contrary to what one might think, nothing special happened as the group acknowledged everyone else and stepped forward for the vote. Ankura took her spot in front of the booth with the shotgun designated for her. All cards are swiped, all helmets were affixed. At that moment, no one could move anymore. This is where it would be best to point out the discrepancy of events. However, I'm kind of at a loss. Nothing really connects or makes sense. Superbia is suspicious. Maybe that's a good spot to start with. But before Ankura could say anything about Superbia, the group was already done with their deliberating. It had been lightning fast. The only one who wasn't in agreement to vote for Superbia was, to no one's surprise, herself. Superbia was surprisingly not putting much of a fight though. She did look fairly annoyed, but it was nothing on the level one would expect out of her in this situation. That's because she switched the things around. This is stupid and dumb, and you're all stupid and dumb. Those mean the same thing. Either way, she's too dangerous to leave alive. We're all in agreement, right? I guess there's not much more to say about it. I don't know. Then what? What are you gonna do? Ava, Cora, Vidi, and I are all gonna vote for Bea. Surely you can tell voting otherwise is futile. I guess you're right. Fine then. Sorry, Bea, but they're right. Bea didn't say anything. Something is definitely wrong with this. Normally she would have been out of her mind at the mere mention of killing her. But is it too late to do anything about it? You know why. After this uneventful talk, everyone put their votes for Superbia as convened. Hesitating a little, Ancora selected her too, as her vote wouldn't amount to anything alone. As for the bunny girl, she picked the same one. She voted for herself too. Oh no, this is bad. We just got played, didn't we? Did she like lose her memory when she got brained? God, you're all so fucking dumb. I wasn't saying anything because I couldn't have held my laughter if I did. The screens exposed the votes, much like before. What happened was surprising. Even though everyone seemingly voted for Superbia, Ancora was the one with 6 votes. What? Bea, did you? Ancora stared in bewilderment at the results. It was the final thing she would stare at. We knew that was going to happen. She couldn't even finish his sentence before the gunshot echoed out. With this outcome, Ancora had surrendered her right to live, leaving the future in the hands of those who had wronged her. She only had time to hear the first part of the explosion before she was truly ended, her head engulfed in a torrent of heat and destruction. I guess that's what one gets for being blind to what's happening. It would have gone differently if I'd known something else, most likely. Well, we knew that she'd swapped the things around. Or maybe it was some misplaced trust. Whatever the reason is, it's too late to ponder on it now. But it's still disappointing. At least I have pretty much all of eternity before me. That was weird, because we already knew that that was the case, and she even mentioned that she was going to bring it up. And she didn't. And she even voted for Superbia, knowing that Superbia and her pictures had been swapped. Interesting. Weird. I assume she got amnesia from being struck on the head or something. Alright, I'll bring you back once we change up some of the, because we're going to need a new file. I'll change up some of the things and we'll try again. Alright, so I think we're going to get back to the split here and make a different decision, and hopefully it's not going to go so badly this time. We're going to hack someone else, which means another puzzle. Alright, this time we're going to pick Tristidia because he's the one we're most suspicious about having brained us while we were hacking. Let's check. Wait, what is this? There's nothing. Not this again. But our helmets share the same frequency. I made absolutely sure to check. There's not much I can do about it right now. Damn. I have no idea why this is happening. Maybe there's an error in the program, or I'm just missing something vital somehow. It should normally immediately reboot. There's not much I can do about it except pick another helmet to hack for now. It's going to be error then. Alright, error. Another 20 minutes of puzzle solving coming up. I'm sure we can handle. Equalize, then order. Okay. Equalize. Do we add them together? I'm going to try adding them up. And we're going to do the letters as if they're numbers. So A would be 1, obviously. B would be 2. X would be 22, I believe. X. No. 24. Sorry. 22 and 26. Those are big numbers, man. And then we got 2, 1, 6, 1, 9. Oh, the I. Does the I need to go on that side of the 9, or doesn't matter? Sweet. Alrighty-doty. That wasn't too bad, but it just took a lot of time. No, nowhere near as much time as the last ones. It took like 5 minutes. Let's see what happens. Are we going to die horribly again? Almost certainly. I'm back. Sorry about that. Had a small thing to take care of real fast. Seems Ira went off somewhere without Avaricia and he just came back to her. Since he doesn't have the key, he couldn't get into the corner room anyway. I thought I saw a me card, but it was just my imagination. It's not like we really need to find more right now though, right? Avaricia went over to where Ira came from and knelt beside Gula's dead body. I guess not. She had a card and a few keys on her, but we still need to gather a sufficient number of cards for later anyway. More can't hurt. The teacher held them out. Clear as day, there was a me card in the palm of her hand, and in the other, 2 keys. Their teeth appeared to form the letters I and G respectively. It's a lot of keys you got now. 4, right? Yes. It's maybe a little too many. What one? Oh, I guess. Don't know what they're for or anything. Just take both. I already have 2 keys, so I might as well spread them around. Ira took them both, rubbing the back of his head awkwardly at the motion. He clearly wasn't used to saying thanks or just being polite in general. The 2 of them remained silent for a few seconds. Both of them were looking at the dead body, as though both of them wanted to talk about it, but also wanted to avoid doing it. So, about Ulla. You know what we're gonna do next, right? Yeah. So I was thinking maybe just don't? Don't what? Don't vote for beer? Look, okay, I know she's kind of mean, but she don't think that half the things she says, she's just that kind of girl. Maybe she shouldn't say them then, if she truly doesn't mean what she's saying. Listen, no, I mean, I don't know if I should be mentioning this to anyone, but like, her family's kind of fucked up. They're rich, right? They're kind of loopy. They have this whole indoctrination thing. Don't know what to really call it. They talk about God and shit, and it's like, just shut up already. But she's got to live with that every day. Her dad's a scientist or something, and he's into some serious shit. I'm talking drugs and stuff like that. I don't mean drugs like crack or weed. Stuff that is apparently supposed to control your flow of thought and connect you to God or some bullshit like that. Like, I don't think that even works, but yeah, their family's rich, and they're doing kind of shady shit, but they don't exactly hide it. It's like they indoctrinated themselves into doing it. And that makes her a better person? Yeah, well, I kind of want her to get out of it. Snap out of it and realize she's not God or a prophet or better than anybody. How do you know all of this? I honestly don't know. Memory came back a bit earlier with this room we explored. There was a mansion lobby that was the same as their family's mansion, and then a large ornate room. You know? Pristine white and gold, really holy looking. It made me remember I kind of helped with the drugs, I guess. I slipped them to people at school. I guess that's my crime. I see. Well, I'll keep that in mind. All of that. She gave a nod towards him, but she was clearly looking off to the side. Ira turned around, seeing Tristidia coming by. Hey, you two. We're going to gather to vote. He looked at Avaricia and Ira, but more so towards the former. It seemed like he wanted to say something, but he refrained, perhaps because Ira was around. See Nankora? Oh, yeah, she's around the corner, I think. And then he bashes our brains in. He pointed towards the hall past Gula's body. Tristidia thanked him and walked further in the direction of Ankora's hiding spot. I gotta do this fast or else I'm not gonna be there when he comes around. However, Ankora's helmet no longer displayed anything this time, as if something happened to knock it offline here. There were no sounds or anything visual, blah blah blah, we're dead. Same old. We need to view his view so we can see him doing it. The helmet rebooted. Alright, we're just gonna skip ahead to the vote. I doubt we'll survive the vote, but we'll see. Yeah, it looks like we're still not aware because of the brain injury we took. We need to see Tristidia knock us out. We'll see him coming. Okay, we are dead again. As expected, to be honest, because we need to see what Tristidia is saying so that we can avoid that. But that's going to mean changing something somewhere. I'm not too sure. But we'll have to wait until the next episode to find out, because we are out of time for today. In the next one, we will go on to explore some more of the flowchart, I think, because we're going to need to get anywhere. Till then, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.